Hi, my name is Roland and welcome to my VectrexRoli show. As most of my subscribers will know, I love speech synthesizers and I showed you already one for the Videopac Odyssey 2 system, for the Vectrex and for the Atari 2600 on my channel. Check out those videos in case you are interested. My first home computer I've ever had was a Texas Instruments TI-99 4A, and I also got a speech synthesizer for the computer, which you see here now. That add-on was a cool little toy, and you could use it both for your own self-written programs, but also some commercial games that supported it. The case is slightly scratched, but I will also show you now a new old stock version, still in its original box, and that one even still smells like the 1980s, if this makes any sense for you. At least it wouldn't make any sense for my wife. Anyway, Texas Instruments was big in speech technology, and by the late 1970s they brought their first speech chip to the market, together with a few end consumer products that used that component, like their Speak and Spell toy for example. I even think they also offered speech-related B2B services and products in the 1980s, which means they would help you then to get digitized sound and speech into your own products. This video is neither about the TI-99 computer as such, nor the speech synthesizer. Here I want to focus on 8 classic games on cartridge that made use of the speech synthesizer and run even on an unexpanded TI-99 4A. And most of those cartridges you will see here now, you still can find today for a reasonable price. There are not really that many TI-99 videos out there. There are a few reviews here and there, but I've not seen any video with such a list of recommended games so far that could be helpful also for gamers that are new to the TI-99. On my channel I showed already that computer and also my own games for the TI-99 I programmed back in the days in a programming language called BASIC. Check out that video, and I also showed you already 8 classic game cartridges without any speech support and a few newer homebrew titles which even support enhanced graphics by using something called the F18A video expansion. There was also an expansion system from Milton available for the TI-99, and believe me, that device is very interesting to see, even if you are not into TI-99 stuff at all, as it could do voice recognition. It also had a speech synthesizer built in, and some of the specific MBX games also supported both the standard Texas Instruments speech synthesizer and the one within the MBX system, but I will not focus on those games now here. Just watch my older videos about that, and I might also show some more MBX titles in the future. So again, here you will see now only old classic games on cartridge that run on a standard unexpanded TI-99, and I would like to start with one of the best games that most people will remember in case they are old enough and had a TI-99 back then. This is Parsec, released in 1982. For people that like arcade space shooters, this was the killer application for the TI-99 and the TI speech synthesizer back in the days, and it even is still today.
Press fire to begin. Alert! Alien craft advancing. Laser on target.
The latest voice of the board computer in the background was performed by a student from the Texas Tech University, so Texas Instruments digitized and encoded her voice, and as there were only a few kilobytes of memory space available in the game cartridges, you needed a speech synthesizer to decode and play the voice in the game without putting a heavy load on the CPU. By the way, in case you don't know, something similar is also done today, for example when you make voice calls with your mobile phone, or when you're using Skype, your voice is also encoded and decoded to save transmission bandwidth then.
Good shot. Laser on target. Alert! Ships attacking. Warning. Time to refuel.
There are asteroid belts and refueling tunnels in Parsec, and there is always the danger of overheating the laser when shooting constantly, which adds an interesting aspect to the gameplay you don't see in other space shooters that often. There are some differences to the classic arcade games Defender and Scramble. For example, you cannot drop bombs like in Scramble. Talking about Scramble, I can recommend also checking out the fantastic new homebrew version of that game for the TI-99. I will link to my video about that. Parsec was my favorite TI-99 game back then, as it came close to what you could see on arcade machines, and in case you own a TI-99 and you like classic space shooter games, you should definitely get Parsec, and this title is also cheap and easy to find.
Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Advance to next level.
Do yourself a favor and don't try to play this with the horrible original TI joysticks. You will destroy your hands and also the joysticks, so better use the keyboard or a joystick adapter together with a proper controller. In the game Alpine from 1982, you climb up mountains and avoid all kinds of hazards like falling rocks and different kind of enemies. Like in the first game, speech output is not really required to play the game, but still it is so much more fun with the speech synthesizer. If you are one of my younger viewers and you think now, wow, those graphics suck and they are not in 3D, what you see here is from the pre-Nintendo era, and it runs on hardware that was basically designed by the end of the 1970s. And back then we didn't build something in Minecraft, we didn't save a princess, and we didn't catch Pokémons. We were shooting UFOs and climbing mountains, and we had fun listening to our speech synthesizers. If you like what you see here, this is also an inexpensive fun title, so definitely pick it up.
Onward and upward.
Watch out.
Oh. Ouch.
Beware. Falling objects.
Here we see now Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator, a game from Sega released in 1983, and there was an Atari 2600 version available as well. By the way, everything I show you runs on real hardware, so no emulation here, as I want to show you the real thing, and the speech output on some emulators does sound a bit different than the real synthesizer. Here I use an unmodified European PAL TI-99 computer, so I guess the games run a bit slower here than on NTSC machines from the US.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Entering Sector 1.1.
I would say that game is more a space shooter than a strategic simulator, and even it is not one of my favorite games, Star Trek fans will want to get the title, I guess. I watched a lot of Star Trek, the original series, on TV, so I might have also wanted the title back then, but I never saw that game in stores here in my area. Like for many other TI-99 titles, I found out about this game much later, after the invention of eBay.
Entering Sector 1.6. Avoid mines, Captain. Excellent maneuvering, Captain. Entering Sector 2.1.
The next title is also based on an American television series. This is MASH from 1983. I cannot remember that I ever watched it on TV. There was also a movie with the same name from 1970, and that was based on a book as far as I understood. MASH stands for Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, which was some kind of hospital during the Korean War.
Welcome to Korea.
Here we have two separate stages. You have to save the wounded soldiers with a helicopter, and then you have to perform surgery and remove some bullet or shrapnel. You have all kind of game options, including a 2-player mode, and you can also play only the surgery stage if you want. Even that whole war setup looks a bit weird. Actually, this game is quite fun.
Choppers. Report to surgery. Butterfingers. Next. You're okay. I give up.
So if you liked the surgery part of the previous game, this game here could also be interesting for you. This is Microsurgeon, a port of a game for the Intellivision. In the TI-99 version from 1983, you have to guide a tiny robot probe throughout a patient's body. You are seeking for medical issues in the body and try to fix those with different kind of medicine. I show you here just some short gameplay footage, as there is no time for super detailed reviews, as this video here would get too long then. The speech synthesizer is not really used that much in the game, but still it is nice that it is supported.
Patient is ready for microsurgery, doctor.
This is some interesting looking and innovative title. As far as I know, both the Intellivision version and this TI-99 version were made by the same developer. This is one of those games that took me quite some time to find complete for a reasonable price. In case you live in the US, maybe you can still find that game also on a flea market.
Robot probe entering the lung.
Next up, Moon Mine. Here your mission is to capture treasure stolen from Earth. The voice used in the game is from the same lady that did the voice for the first game, Parsec, only the voice for one of the monsters, the so-called Psychonaut, is from a Texas Instruments employee. Here you are going through a 3D tunnel, or what was supposed to be a 3D tunnel in a computer game back in the 1980s, and you pick up objects and water. In my opinion, the game is a bit repetitive and it is not as good as Parsec, for example, but still, if you want to get some software that makes use of your speech synthesizer, this game could be interesting for you.
Detecting unknown object. Congratulations, Captain. Bonus points gained. Detecting unknown object. Congratulations, Captain. Bonus points gained. Crew member lost. Zygonaut approaching.
You'll never hit me.
Continue game, Captain.
Next is Fathom, a 1983 title made by Magic, and this game was also available for other systems. In that game you have to free Neptune's daughter, and you can change from a seagull to a dolphin to search the skies and seas for the missing pieces of Neptune's magical trident. I didn't play that game that much so far as I didn't have time for that, but what I can already say is that graphics are great for such an old title. Just in case you don't know, Texas Instruments video processors were also used in the ColecoVision and MSX1 computers, so the graphics sometimes look similar to those machines. The game looks interesting, and even I like space shooter games, it is also nice to see something else from time to time. If you prefer complete box games including the original manual, it could take some time to find that for a reasonable price, at least on eBay.
Code 4. Beware the volcanic blast. Code 4. Capture another seahorse.
So let's come back to space shooters now, and the last game I would like to show you is Baccarat's Planet of Zoom. In case you don't know who Baccarat is, just go and read the Wikipedia article. But you don't really see that character in this Sega game from 1983, they just used his name for the title. This is some kind of 3D shooter, and you have to maneuver your ship through towering electron posts and destroy aliens. I like that game. The TI-99 version is quite nice. When you had something like that at home back in the 1980s, your friends would definitely come over to play this.
Avoid electron pulse spark. Watch the hovers. Alien guards approaching.
So there you have it. 8 classic games on cartridge for the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A home computer that support also the optional speech synthesizer. Also the game you see now here I really can recommend. This is Bigfoot. I showed it already on my channel and I will link to that video. Even this is a MBX title and was therefore excluded from this video here, it can run also on a standard unexpanded TI-99, and it also makes use of the Texas Instruments speech synthesizer in case you don't have the MBX add-on. Check that out, this is definitely one of the best old classic TI-99 titles available in my opinion. I hope that was interesting and entertaining for you. If you don't have a TI-99, you maybe want to try out some of the games on an emulator. If you own such a machine, I would recommend to get at least Parsec and Alpine. Those are inexpensive games that are really fun. If you want to see more, watch also my other TI-99 related videos, or even better, subscribe to my channel. You get entertaining premium content about retro gaming together with the strongest Austrian accent on whole YouTube, all in one package, and the best thing is that it is absolutely for free. If you want to read the latest news about the TI-99, as there is still a lot of stuff happening around that old machine, there are several great web pages and Facebook groups out there, and I can recommend the TI-99 related community blog on AtariAge, so go and check that out. As always, I will put a link also for that in the description text below. Please like, share and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.